All right, I think we are live. What's up, everybody? Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let me know if you can see me and send hi message in the chat. Let me know where you guys are coming from today. I know we got quite an international crew because I see some names I know from Germany, from the US, all over the place. Only 12:59. Oh man. Man, it's cool to do a stream over on YouTube. It's been a while since I've streamed on YouTube. Some of you guys have maybe followed me over on Twitch, and I used to stream a lot on Twitch, but it's been a while since I've been just focusing on YouTube. But this is kind of fun to do a stream over here on YouTube instead of Twitch, so kind of cool. And we got some exciting stuff we're talking about today. What's up, Deutschland? I know that, Maki. Announcement of Destiny 3. Yep, you heard it here first. Destiny 3 confirmed now. Someday. What's up, everyone? Welcome, welcome. So, where are you guys all from? I would like to see some countries in the chat. Never see my face? Oh, really? Thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Yeah. I'm probably a little older than people think sometimes. I'm a boomer. Well, not quite. I'm 36, so I'm in the middle of the pack. I'd say on the older side for most Destiny creators, but USA, Germany, France. Nice. Mexico. Nice. That's awesome. North Carolina. Good place. Are you near Mr. Beast? Sweden. Oh, I have so many friends from Sweden. I would really want to go visit sometime. That's one of my bucket list. Brazil. Awesome. California. Very cool. Mexico. 44. Nice. It's a good age. So I have a question for you guys. Out of all of I assume most of you guys are gamers if you're hanging out in a Patty Cakes chat. What are your biggest concerns with your current gaming setup? Like, if you could have infinite money to change something about your setup, what would you change? I'm curious because this is something that I think about all the time. I have been obsessed with gaming peripherals since I was a little kid, and it was always my dream to have like this awesome gaming setup. It was back in the day. I remember buying like my very first mouse pad was called a steel pad. I wonder if any of you guys are old enough to know that one. It was literally, I probably bought it in like 2004, maybe. It's quite old, but it was like my first gaming mouse pad I was so excited about. And it was like a game changer. And I actually tried to find it for you guys today. I know I have it around somewhere, but I couldn't find it. Anyway, I also remember my very first gaming mouse I bought was the Logitech MX 500. I wonder if any of you remember that one. That was like one of the first like big gaming mice that Logitech ever did, and it was so good. That was back in the days. Like these days, you got these awesome mice that are so lightweight and so accurate. But back then, you had like the ball inside the mouse. You had to like open it up and clean it every once in a while with like alcohol wipes and stuff because like hair would get stuck in there. It's the old days of gaming. You young guys don't know how good you have it these days with these amazing mice. You got an MX 500? Yeah, it was a great mouse. I used the MX 500, then the 510, and then the 518. Those are like my main gaming mice for so long. I used a steel pad 4S or 3S. I forget. It was like those. I think it was made out of aluminum. It was like a big, kind of awkward thing. But well, it's actually small, but at the time it seemed big. These days, you wouldn't consider it. The MX 518, yeah, that's a great one. And the rocket fish pad, I remember those too. That's super cool. um, I want to tell you guys a story. So about, let's see, a little over a year ago, I'd say October of last year, I went to this gaming conference. Oh, it was actually just a YouTube conference called Vid Summit. By the way, if you guys are ever interested in becoming a YouTuber or whatever, Vid Summit is like the best thing on the planet. It's really, really awesome. I've been twice now, and I'm definitely going again this year. So if you ever show up, we can hang out. Anyway, I met this awesome lady named Janelle, and she blew my mind. We just instantly became really good friends. And her whole gig is like she creates these awesome companies with like really great products, and she knows how to sell them on Amazon and all over the place. And I come from like kind of a marketing advertising background before I got into content creation, and so I was really just we hit it off right away. We had a lot in common, and it was so cool chatting with her. And I just, at the time, I was really just doing like YouTube, and that was kind of my main gig. I hadn't really even been streaming that much at that point. And so she was really interested in what I was doing because she's like she wasn't like that into like the gaming stuff, but she was kind of getting interested in all of it. And so she was like really excited. And I was telling her about all this just, how fast the industry's growing. And there's like so many people are just obsessed with gaming like I am, where it's like, I mean, I'll spend, any money I have available just to make my setup like 1% better. That's always been, how I'm doing things. Um, and so we just got chatting and, we kind of stayed in touch, but didn't do anything along those lines. And then in January of this past year, so about 1 year ago, we got together in Utah again for like a little smaller, like kind of business meetup. And we really started talking about what would it look like if we actually worked together and made like a gaming product line? Because that's something I've been obsessed ever since I was a little kid about gaming products. Like I said, I was using like the old, very early Logitech stuff and the steel pad and all that. And I'm still obsessed. This is 20 years later. I will spend any amount of money that I can to get just a little bit better in my setup. And maybe it's like I'm a little crazy, but it's just anytime there's an opportunity to do that, I'm so excited about it. And so we got talking about like, what would actually be possible if we decided to work together and make some sort of a cool product. And so I was thinking about all the different things in my gaming setup, and it's like, okay, yeah, I like my mouse a lot. I've tried so many different ones, and there's always room for improvement. But I was pretty happy with that. And like, my keyboard is really cool. I have a custom keyboard that was made by friends of mine, and it's awesome. Um, but then like the one thing that always stuck with me was the mouse pad. And I've tried like so many like incredibly good mouse pads over the years. I mean, literally 20 years of testing pretty much any mouse pad that comes across my, in the online world, like I'll get it and try it. And there was some that I really loved, like the artisan pads. If you guys have ever tried those, they're like some of like the nicest pads. They're really, really good in terms of quality. But there's some issues I was had with them. Like they're a little bit on the small side, and I'm a player. Like I play kind of like I'd say a medium FPS sensitivity. So like I want to like swipe my hand pretty far across the mouse pad, and I felt like a lot of times I would kind of run out of space, or I'd be like off the edge and like I'm in some important clutch situation. I'm like, so frustrating. Um, so anyway, it's just something we were starting to think about, and we realized like this is like something that's like kind of doable. And we started talking about all these different resources out there these days. There's like these engineering companies you can work with. They'll like help you design exactly what you want, and like it can turn it into a product. And what's amazing about the internet these days is you can create a company around it. So I want to play you guys just a little minute and a half video of what we've been working on, and then we'll talk a little bit more details. So I'm gonna play this for you real quick. Tried a lot of mouse pads over the last several years. Honestly, it's become a little bit of an obsession, but I figured if I want the best aim possible, I need the best mouse pad. I was never quite satisfied with the pads that I tried. Either the surface was too fast and slippery so that accuracy became kind of an issue, or the surface was way too slow, making it feel almost like dragging your mouse through mud just to reach your target. So I decided to take things into my own hands, and after more than a year of work and a ton of money invested, I can now present to you the Ember Edge KX100. It's huge, and it has a surface that perfectly balances speed and control. To decide on the best size, we measured the desk space of tons of competitive FPS players, and as far as we can tell, the optimal size seems to be right around 600 by 470 millimeters. The width gives you ample space to move your mouse left and right freely, so if the moment calls for it, you can instantly flick around and headshot someone behind you. I've sent this pad to several colleagues to give feedback during our development process, and I was blown away by their reactions. I chose two of the most skilled members of my Discord community to be the first ones to test. These two are without a doubt addicted to aim training, and they are also great gear connoisseurs. They test pretty much any premium option on the market right away. Immediately, both of these guys adopted this new pad as their main and have been using it for months now non-stop. I really believe that once you experience the Ember Edge difference, you'll never be satisfied with another mousepad ever again. So grab your Ember Edge KX100 premium gaming mousepad today and get the edge, the Ember Edge. Sorry, I just realized I'm muted. Yeah, I was saying I've loved switch and click, by the way. So yeah, we've been working on this for a year now, and really actually over a year. It's been just such a fun journey. And man, it's like there's just so many options out there to try. And we've tested so many different surface options and backing material options and different sizes. And I've measured my own desk several times. I've gone to other friends who have like really nice gaming setups and like help them measure theirs and figure out like what is like the sweet spot for all these things. One of the things that's really important too is having, so if you have this amazing mouse pad and you don't have it packaged right, it can be a big problem. And I'm actually going to show you. So one second. Our very first prototypes that we were doing, we actually rolled them in this like tube thing, and it's pretty cool. It was definitely nice, for like shipping because it was small. The problem though we found is that like anytime you roll a pad, it can potentially damage it, and it won't lay like perfectly flat. And for me, like I want my mouse pad to be as flat as possible. So this just wasn't doing it. Also, fun little side story for some of you guys. If you ever try to ship something in an envelope like or a tube like this, these little things were popping out because they would get squished. And so I sent them to a few friends who actually lost the side popped out, and the mouse pad inside slipped out somewhere along the way, and they never got their mouse pad. So I got a few people who I had to send a few different versions of it until they it finally made it through the mail. So what we have done is we went with a flat pack box, and this is more expensive for us to do, but I think it is totally worth it because it keeps it perfectly flat. It protects it really well, and you can also use this to store the pad if you're ever on the go. It's really really nice, and it's a fairly big envelope as you guys can kind of see here, but it's just really 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 cool. So I want to show you. Let's see. I'm gonna pop a banner up here. So we actually are doing a pre-sale on these now. So I'm going to pop this up. So our website is emberedge.com. That's the name of the company. And I'm going to show you, let's see if I can get my screen showing up here. Boom. Okay, so this is our website. You guys can check it out and just see everything we have here. We've got a lot of details about it if you're interested to check it out. We have a ton of testimonials of people who have tried it. So I've sent this pad to, gosh, probably like 50 people now. And it's all, people who are really amazing gamers who I have a lot of respect for. Different, some are more Destiny focused, some play Apex and, Battlefield, Call of Duty, like any FPS game you can really think of. And this has been really, really cool because I wasn't sure, like I tested so many different combinations, and I finally found one that I just fell in love with. Like it was really 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 cool. But uh I wasn't sure if it was something that like I was personally just a fan of, or if it was something that other people would actually like it too. And so I sent it to a bunch of friends. In fact, I have a couple videos from people like Bunsen somewhere on this page. He was one of my buddies. He's videos right here. But he was one of the first people who ever tested it. And man, I was amazed because he's a really discerning gamer. Like he will only use the best thing, and he's really like picky about what he uses. And after like a couple days, he was like sending me messages like, "Oh my god, this is like my new favorite mouse pad." He had switched to it any of the aim training he was doing, which I'm a big aim training person. I spend hours every week doing aim training. And like he kept sending on me these screenshots of like his scores are going up, and he was just so pumped. So it was pretty cool to see. And that's been a common thing. My friend Gulpy also, he's in the video. He sent he sent very similar messages. Like he's landing all these snipes in Destiny and getting just great clips, and his aim training scores are going up. And these are guys who are using like some of the best mouse pads in the market. And so it's really cool that they were like using our new mouse pad as their thing. So then I sent it out to all of my YouTube friends who do like YouTube videos and streaming and stuff like that. And my you can see a bunch of them on this page, but people you guys probably know, like my friend Yerda Muthyu, he does a lot of PvE content. Brave Hero, I think Cami Cakes is on here, Apathetic and Castle and Ceridius. You guys probably know him too. And they were all just super, super into the product, and it was so exciting for me because after all of this time of being like not sure if it was just something like do I just like this thing? It was like all these other people really loved it too, so that was just super, super, super exciting. So that's kind of our what we've got going today. I'm really, really excited. Like I said, it's available on emberedge.com right now. What we're doing is a like a pre-order basically. We have them in production now, and they should be here for us to be able to start shipping them. We're thinking March 1st is like kind of our target, and it comes with we're shipping international too. So if you are international and your country doesn't show up, just let me know because we're trying to ship to every country. We've added quite a few different ones, so we'll just let me know if it's not on there, and we're adding new ones all the time. But yeah, that's what we got going, and I have a special guest hopefully pretty soon who's going to join us. Let me see if he's ready. I'll hop over here real quick. See if okay, he just needs a couple more minutes with the tech. So I'm curious to hear from you guys. What type of gaming gear are you guys using these days? Are you using like I know some of you are controller players, which I also like controller too, but I think my kind of love is mouse and keyboard. It's my favorite thing to game on. But I'm curious for those of you who are using mouse and keyboards in your gaming setups, what kind of mice and keyboards are you guys using? You don't use a piece of paper glued to your desk. No, that would be one way to do it, but that's not my current setup. Although I have tried just straight on my desk before. But I found Steel Series, yeah, they make some good stuff. I've tried the QCK Plus. I used that for a long time. That was one of my favorite pads years ago. The Superlight, yeah, I have a Superlight in my like right next to me actually. This I've been using lately. This is the final. Let's see if I can get to focus. Maybe my face. Anyway, this is the final mouse, Starlight, which is a great mouse. And what's been cool is both the Starlight and the G Pro Wireless have hit track really, really well on the Surface. It's been pretty cool. Just trying a bunch of different mice. I also have if any of you are into more of these. I don't know if I can get my camera to focus on this for me. Maybe this is it doesn't want to. This is the G502 mouse. That's like the hero one. And I used to use this for FPS gaming, but these days I actually use it more for editing. And it tracks like really, really well in this, which is just really comfortable just for even like just desk work, like editing. I spend a lot of time in Premiere Pro and After Effects and all that kind of stuff. So G Pro Wireless and the Ducky, nice. Yeah, G Pro Wireless is a great mouse. It's one that I've spent a lot of time with. Steel Series 7P, nice. That's awesome. Let's see if our guests are ready to hop in here. It's interesting streaming. One of the things that I've been like I mostly do YouTube these days. I used to like be primarily a streamer, but it's interesting like the whole live thing. Like there's so much to kind of like pay attention to at the same time. It's kind of fun. I miss doing it a little bit. Maybe I should stream more often. The G502 for editing, yeah, isn't it Lego? So Lego, good buddy here. He does. I guess you play mostly controller, I think, right? But this mouse for editing is really, really nice. I like that the infinite scrolls. You can scroll and it's pretty cool. Pulsar X Lite. Yeah, I've heard really good things about. I haven't had a chance to try that one yet, but I've heard really good things about that mouse. So love to see a setup tour. Yeah, I've been thinking about doing one for so long. It's been kind of cool. I was actually just last night. I was looking through my phone. It just old pictures. I found some like puppy pictures of our little dog when like 2 years ago. And at the time, I'd been taking a bunch of pictures of my setup just like over the years, and it was so cool to see how things have changed over time. Just I currently have like 3 monitors here, and like I used to have a 2 PC setup, but now I'm back to like a single computer, and it's pretty cool. How often do you clean the mouse for best performance? The mouse mat. So I probably clean mine. I would say on average once a month, maybe once a month to every other month. The key is you want to be very particular about how you clean it. I'm actually going to make a video for our Ember Edge channel that will be all about how I like to clean it. But just to give you like a little quick overview, what I personally do is I'll take let me show you here. So this is actually the mouse pad. Ooh, you can hear that static. This is the mouse pad I've literally been using now for a couple months, and it holds up really good. It's actually kind of crazy. Even after using it a ton, it really doesn't like get too dirty or anything. But when I do go to clean it, what I do is I will take a really soft sponge, like what you'd use for cleaning dishes, but not like sometimes there's this abrasive size. You want to use like the soft side of it. And then I take just a little bit of dish soap, like just a drop of dish soap. And then I'll kind of like scrub the outside real lightly on everywhere. And then just I'll use just the sink to kind of like rinse it off real good so there's no soap on there. And then I just let it air dry. Some people will put it through like the actual like washing machine and dryer. In fact, Gulpy, he's one of the guys on our website, he actually the other day he ran it through the laundry just to test, and he said it turned out good still. I personally though, like it's something that I'm a little afraid of doing that because I don't want to mess up my products that I really like. But I have done a lot of tests of cleaning it with a sponge, and it works really well, dries really well, and then it's like feels like it's brand new. So hey, thank you, Lego. I appreciate it, man. So do a controller product. So that's actually something I was going to ask you about. The mouse pad is like kind of our first thing that we're getting into, because I feel like I knew exactly what I wanted, and I've tried so many mouse pads. Like I knew exactly what was a good option out there. But I'm curious to hear from you guys what products you would potentially want us to do next, because the long-term goal is that we really would like to make quite a few different offerings. So one of the ones that we're definitely looking into is a mouse, because I'm just obsessed with mice. I've used so many different ones, and I have a lot of ideas on how we could kind of tweak some of the better ones out there. I'm interested in controllers too. I wonder like how difficult it is, because it has to work with like Xbox or PlayStation, and like I don't know if they have certification programs that are really tough. So that's one that would be really cool, but I'm like unsure like how, all the details on that. So that's something that we'll have to kind of look into. The other thing is a keyboard though. I love custom keyboards. I've been using a custom mechanical keyboard for the last couple of years now. I've tried all these different ones, and so that's something that I'm really interested in getting into also. Ergonomic controller grip. Well, that's an interesting one to get kind of help your hands not be so sweaty, and yeah, that's kind of cool. 3D mouse pad, that would be kind of neat. Wonder what that would look like. So let's see if my buddy Shadow, he's gonna hop into stream here with us for a sec. Let's see if he's ready to chat. Hey Shadow, you there?
Yeah. How's it
Oh,
going?
there we go. Okay, so this is Shadow. You guys probably know him, Shadow Destiny. He's a great YouTuber, makes a lot of really cool videos. What's interesting about Shadow, you guys probably know him mostly who follow him as a PvP player, that he's a great controller player, like one of the best controller players in Destiny. But I actually have a story from about 2 years ago when we were playing Trials. So we were doing, I think we were maybe doing a care. We were trying to help somebody get to the lighthouse for the first time. And Shadow, being the cracked gamer that he is, his controller dies mid round. He switches to his mouse, which he's not primarily a mouse and keyboard player. And he goes on and like domes like 3 people in a row. So wins the round, clutches the match. It's not even his main thing. So I just thought it was pretty funny. He's just a natural gaming talent, I guess. So Shadow, you've been actually using this mouse pad now for a couple months, I guess, which is kind of cool because you use it not just for like gaming occasionally on mouse and keyboard, but you actually use it a lot for editing and just desk work, since you're a cracked video editor. So can you just talk a little bit about like your impressions of using it so far, like what you think about it?
Yeah, 100%. So I spend a little bit of time like gaming in PvE with the mouse pad. That's about my extent of mouse and keyboard gaming in Destiny, since I mostly play on controller when I'm in PvP. But as for the rest of my time at my desk and on my computer, I spend basically all day here for content creation purposes. So whether I'm writing all day or editing all day or doing anything else related to YouTube, I spend I spend a lot of time on my desk, and this mouse pad has been amazing. Just compared to anything else I've had, it's way more comfortable. I used to have this issue where if I spent too long in any given day, my wrist would get like really sore, and like from just moving it on the mouse pad over and over. But
Yeah.
with this one, I haven't had that problem, and I've I've worked like way longer days, and I haven't had any issues um with my wrist. So it's just way more comfortable, and it doesn't have any of the problems that I've had with any previous mouse pads. So
That's awesome. That's funny you say that because that's one of the problems I was having with some of the other pads I would use is a lot of them they worked really well for like either having your stopping power be good or like it would have really good ability to track. But some of them were so uncomfortable on my wrist that they don't even give me like rashes when I would
yeah,
like slide my hand across. And it's like you don't think about it if you use it for like a couple of minutes, but when you're gaming for like 4 hours, 8 hours, like that can really irritate your skin. And that's one thing I've actually liked about this pad is that been very comfortable to use.
yeah, my skin would get super irritated, especially if I'm doing editing, because that involves like so much mouse movement back and forth all day. My
Yeah.
my skin would get super irritated after like a few hours. But this one, I pulled some really long editing days last week to finish this video, and I had no issues at all. So I was impressed.
Yeah. I want to mention one of the things I just saw Carlos Martinez wrote in chat is about the stitched edge. That's one thing a lot of mouse pads don't have is they'll either have kind of just a like those edges where it just sort of stops and there's no stitching to it. Or it'll have like a stitched edge, but it's like really, really high compared to the middle of the mouse pad. That's actually something we specifically paid a lot of attention to is we try to make the stitching be almost exactly the same height as the middle of the mouse pad. And it's helpful for a couple things. Number one, for comfort, like when you're just playing or editing or using your computer for homework or whatever you might be doing. It's definitely more comfortable because you don't have like a raised part that's like digging into your arm all the time. But then the other thing is for gaming, if you move your mouse pad or your mouse all the way over to the very side, it can like literally go like almost over the mouse pad and get the very last centimeters of the pad. Whereas a lot of times on other pads, you'll actually get stuck there, and it's like kind of frustrating when you feel like you're losing out on a couple centimeters of your mouse pad. So that's kind of funny. So I wanted to ask you just a couple like gaming questions these days. What do you well, I guess first of all, what are you most excited about like gaming wise? I know you've been making a lot of Destiny content for like well, you've got some videos I can't share yet, but I know they're are coming out soon. They're gonna be pretty sweet. But like what are you just most excited about for gaming in general?
I mean, I you know me, I'm mostly a Destiny guy, so I'm most excited for Lightfall and the next year of Destiny content. And then I guess after that the final shape.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah.
so I'm just kind of waiting for those two. And yeah, playing in the meantime, and hopefully Destiny PvP becomes a bit of a better place than it is right now. Throughout the year of Lightfall, but we'll see.
Yeah.
I guess those are the things I'm most excited about at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely. That's cool. Yeah, I'm excited for Lightfall too. I've been like kind of I've been a little bit obsessed with Modern Warfare 2 lately. I've played I
Me
actually
too.
just put a video out on my second channel. For those of you who don't know, actually I have two YouTube channels now. I've got one that covers games like Battlefield, Call of Duty, stuff like that. And so I just put out a video. I spent the last like, I don't know, 250 hours or so playing that game. And it's been fun. But I'm getting excited for Destiny again. I feel like this season I'm trying to take it kind of easy this season just to like build up hype. I don't want to like burn out too much because I feel like it's that trap of like the season just before the big thing. So I'm trying to kind of take it a little easy and just play like just to kind of stay current with what's going on. But I think towards the end of January or into February, I'm going to start ramping up more and start to really get into it for Lightfall.
Awesome. Yeah. I have high hopes for Lightfall. I think there's a lot of good systematic changes that are coming then, but we'll see.
Yeah, sounds good. Okay, so Shadow, um, I think we should give away one mouse pad to someone in chat. What do you think?
Okay. Yeah.
And
I
since
think
you're the
so.
guest, I'm gonna let you pick. So should we ask? Maybe we should ask a question and we pick the best answer. What do you think about that?
Okay. You have any questions in mind?
Oh, should be something about you. Maybe I wonder like what how about this? If you've watched any of Shadow's content, what is the best video that Shadow's ever made?
Okay, that's a good one.
I like that one. We'll give
That's
people a
slash
couple.
favorite video of all time.
Yeah, yeah. Ask a math question. Maki, I think you're the only one who knows enough math for
Math
that.
question. Yes, I'll ask like a super advanced calculus
Yeah.
question. Good luck.
Oh, Shadow, they're wanting us to do a podcast. Should we make a podcast for the
Oh.
Destiny people?
Well, we did do that one episode that one time.
Yeah, if you guys like
Talking about
Shadow and I
PvP.
talking, we've actually done a few chats together on various videos on my channel. So, Bjorn likes the first sniping video you did. That's a good one.
That's so funny. I matched someone in PvP like 2 days ago, and then they went to that video and commented like, "Oh, I just matched you in PvP," and I thought of this video. I was like, "Really? Out of all the videos, that one."
That was a good one,
Interesting.
yeah. Oh, the 50 tips one, that was a good one too, yeah. 50 tips. That one's kind of coming back with now that we've got more of a reason to play ranked PvP, right?
Yeah, it actually has picked up a little bit, which I found interesting.
Yeah. Let's see. Okay, do you have anyone you want to go with? I feel like we've got some good ones in chat now.
Should I just randomly pick?
I think yeah, you should pick. Yeah, this is I don't want to show any favoritism. It's you get to pick here.
Okay, I've randomly picked Geldarian.
Gildarian. Okay, nice. Congrats, Gildarian. So Gildarian, if you want to send me a DM, either Twitter or Discord, whatever works for you, we'll get you a mouse pad sent out. Well, Shadow, thank you for taking a couple minutes to chat with us. I appreciate you hopping in here. And glad you enjoy the mouse pad. So
Awesome.
cool. Thank you,
for
man,
having me on.
so much. Yep. Have a good one. I'll catch you later.
Bye-bye.
All right. See ya. All right, there we go. So there's Shadow. If you guys haven't seen Shadow's content, you're missing out. I truly think he makes some of the best content in all of Destiny. His one that just came out a couple days ago is like the entire history of Destiny, and it's literally like a 2 hour and 15-minute movie about the history of Destiny. I've been playing it since like the very beginning, day one of Destiny 1, and there was things I didn't even know, especially like some of the pre-Destiny stuff was like really interesting. So definitely go check it out. Let's see. I got one more guest coming up for you in a second here. If for those of you who are just hopping in, I'm going to play our video one more time, just like a minute and a half, to kind of give you some update on like what we've been up to and this new company we started. And then we'll get our second guest in here. So I'll be right back. I have tried a lot of mouse pads over the last several years. Honestly, it's become a little bit of an obsession, but I figured if I want the best aim possible, I need the best mouse pad. I was never quite satisfied with the pads that I tried. Either the surface was too fast and slippery so that accuracy became kind of an issue, or the surface was way too slow, making it feel almost like dragging your mouse through mud just to reach your target. So I decided to take things into my own hands, and after more than a year of work and a ton of money invested, I can now present to you the Ember Edge KX100. It's huge and it has a surface that perfectly balances speed and control. To decide on the best size, we measured the desk space of tons of competitive FPS players, and as far as we can tell, the optimal size seems to be right around 600 by 470 millimeters. The width gives you ample space to move your mouse left and right freely, so if the moment calls for it, you can instantly flick around and headshot someone behind you. I've sent this pad to several colleagues to give feedback during our development process, and I was blown away by their reactions. I chose 2 of the most skilled members of my Discord community to be the first ones to test. These 2 are without a doubt addicted to aim training, and they are also great gear connoisseurs. They test pretty much any premium option on the market right away. Immediately, both of these guys adopted this new pad as their main and have been using it for months now non-stop. I really believe that once you experience the Ember Edge difference, you'll never be satisfied with another mousepad ever again. So grab your Ember Edge KX100 premium gaming mousepad today and get the edge, the Ember Edge. All right, we're back. So I thought that was a good video. As a shout out to my friend Kevin, helped with the editing. He did a really good job. So I have another guest coming up in just a second here, but for those of you who are just tuning in recently, just a quick update. We made this mouse pad that I love. I've been using it every single day for probably 6 months now, and I've sent it to a bunch of friends who'll really like it. And if you're into FPS gaming and you want something that gives you a really nice hybrid of speed where you can make those fast flicks, you can track really smoothly, but you also want some stopping power, so it's not like you're on a ice skates where you can't stop. It's like a really good balance right in between those two, so it works really great for games like Destiny, Apex, Battlefield, Call of Duty, anything where you want that balance of both some control and some speed for tracking. You can get your own if you go to emberedge.com. Again, it's my new company I started with some friends, and I'm really, really excited about it. Long-term goals, we want to make a lot of awesome products, but we're really, really excited about our first one, which is this mouse pad. So I'm going to see if our next guest is ready. It looks like he is, and see if what happens. Cami, you there?
I think I'm here.
Hey, he's there. All right. So Cami and I have a number of things in common. Number one, probably most obvious, is we both have the word cakes in our name, which is pretty exciting. We both have beards, which you can't see his right now, but trust me, he's pretty awesome.
I tried with the webcam.
It's all good.
In the promo video where you're measuring the mouse pad for optimal size, I thought for a second you were gonna be like, we measured Cami's beard to see how big we
measured Cami's beard to make sure it was the proper length where it would touch the mouse pad. So and then the other thing that I'd say we have in common is we're both fans of challenging feats with mouse and keyboard, and there's a lot of ways that comes about. And you're really into training with OS, the kind of rhythm game.
I just like the rhythm game. It's so much fun.
And I always get a kick out of it. In fact, if in that video you saw the fast
I did.
I mean, that's actually Cami's clicking over there. And I'm really into aim training. I've spent 1,000 hours of Kovacs and Aim Lab and all these different aim trainers. And in game, there's a lot of cool ways we like to do that too. So for example, I know we like to trade clips of using the last word, which is a controller gun in quotes, but it's actually pretty fun on mouse and keyboard because although it doesn't maybe have that same stickiness, it's pretty lethal if you can have that aim where you can take advantage of it. So I just think that's kind of cool. I always appreciate people who like to challenge themselves a little bit with those aiming feats.
The last word's definitely the funniest. Every time it feels like a setup for a salty spittoon joke from SpongeBob. It's like, welcome to the salty spittoon. How tough are you? I use the last word. Yeah, so on mouse and keyboard, right this way.
Impressive. So you've been using this pad for probably 2 months, you think? I don't remember exactly how long it's been. Yeah, and you've put it through the ringer, I think, as you said. So what are your overall impressions of using it? I know you've tried a lot of different pads in the past, but I'm just curious to hear directly from you.
First thing, I live in Florida, so temperature up, I sweat a lot. I actually started using a sleeve a year or two ago because the sweat would build up on the mouse pad and just have to wash it soon. So I like the texture on this one. Very sweat resistant.
Yeah, absolutely. That's I'm in the Midwest as well, so you guys probably have a little bit more humidity, but we still get a decent amount in the summer. And that's one thing a lot of mouse pads, anyone who lives in humidity knows that it's like you almost get stuck, you just can't move your arm at all, and it's a big problem when you're trying to be precise. So that's good to hear. What about how do you feel like it's held up over time? Do you feel like the stitching, I know, is one thing that a lot of mouse pads, they kind of fall apart a little bit, or that things just kind of aren't they'll last for a couple weeks, then just starts to fall apart.
So the highest traffic areas seem to be holding up pretty much the same. What I would do with mouse pads to try to stretch the life is flip them and flip them again, just rotate them around. I haven't got to my first rotation with this one yet. I anticipate another month or two before that.
Yeah, absolutely. So as far as gaming with like mouse and keyboard, what do you feel like are some tips? Like if someone, because I know there's a lot of people who play controller who are interested in getting into mouse and keyboard. What are some of the things like you like to tell people if you're trying to help them make that transition to try it out?
Don't expect the same level of competency right off the rip. Pick some very easy activities or aim training to do. Doesn't have to be the most extreme right off the rip.
Yeah.
Also, there's not a god sense. You got to try low and high and see what makes sense to you. I'm on the lower end of low, but I know people who are on the higher end of high and are just as good, if not better.
Did you start out as a low, like where did you start out when you started mouse and keyboard? Because I think a lot of people when they first like start playing mouse and keyboard, a lot of games tend to start you mega high. Have you noticed that? Like for some
Oh,
reason,
yeah.
it's
Well, anytime there's a beta for a game, like the standard settings are so high.
yeah, it's kind of crazy, isn't it? Like I always feel like I have to like drag it all the way down to like the very bottom for like half of the games out there because they
Sometimes I have to either lower my DPI to make it effectively the same because the in-game doesn't go low enough.
right. Or you get games like Destiny that you can't really dial in exactly your sense that you want.
Yeah, I can't do
Um,
the half steps or the point
yeah,
whatever.
but I find it kind of funny because I started out probably I don't know like medium to high sense year like I don't know 20 years ago, a long time ago, and then as I got really into Counter Strike over the years, I really lowered it and lowered it and lowered it, probably to something like yours is now. I think I played like a 65 centimeter 360 rotation, um, and then I I had problems where I actually had almost like an injury in my elbow from playing so low and doing these like huge flicks that I was like having some issues. So I started to like slowly raise it. And now I play like kind of like a medium sensitivity, I'd say. I play 34 centimeters per 360. So that's about
Okay, yeah.
half of what yours is, I think, right?
Yeah.
But it's I just find it so interesting because there's like Walla, for example, out there, he's known as one of the best like higher sensitivity players. I think he plays probably like something like half of mine. So it's just kind of interesting to like so many good players can kind of work with different sensitivity ranges.
Yeah, you can see it in my gameplay exactly when I'm picking up the mouse off the pad and
Mhm.
replacing it.
Yeah.
But it comes with game sense and knowing when to prime that movement and be ahead of it. But
Yeah.
sometimes you get surprised and it's just too slow.
That's
But the trade-off is I get to shoot people through cracks and walls pretty quickly.
yeah, absolutely. Do you know the meme? There's like a meme in FPS gaming, like if you want to get good, just lift your mouse more.
Yeah.
It's kind of funny.
So I also started in Counter-Strike for mouse and keyboard.
Oh, cool.
Around
Yeah.
the tail end of Destiny 2 on controller, I knew I had to start learning mouse and keyboard if I wanted to stay competitive because I was convinced we were going to get all these Korean aimbot players joining.
Yeah, yeah.
And it just never really happened. My goal for Counter-Strike was just to be called a cheater once. And when someone finally said it that fateful day, I was like, thank you, I am free.
That's awesome. Oh yeah, that's a great honor of FPS gaming ascension. So when you get called a cheater for the first time, it's like a rite of passage. I feel like. Uh, so I think we should give away one more mouse pad to people in chat, and I feel like we should come up with some interesting question for people to answer. Do you have any that come to the top of your mind? I'm sure we can come up with something interesting.
Like a Destiny specific, an
Could
FPS
be Destiny,
specific.
could be FPS gaming, could be, anything along those lines. We gotta get some good answers though.
I don't want to do too easy of a trivia question or something.
Yeah, yeah. It should be something probably that people could reasonably answer too, since
Yeah, I didn't want
don't
to
want to
go.
make
The
it
first one that came
impossible.
to mind, I don't know if anybody would have got it, but it's like, what scout rifle has shoot to loot from Destiny 1? You'd be like,
Oh,
the
that would be
Goku, I guess? Like, yes, that's the one.
it's a great perk.
Something easier than that.
Yeah. How about let's see. What if we have okay, this is an interesting one. I feel like high mentality is just trying to get a free pad here, but you want to say a obscure Fantasy Star question. I don't know about that
Okay,
one.
I could do that, like a simple story question from the original Phantasy Star Online.
Okay. It's your pad to give away, so
All
I'm
right,
down.
I'll try this one. In the 2000, that's the year 2000 game, Phantasy Star Online, In the story mode of episode 1, who are you trying to save? What is the purpose of all your missions? Who are you trying to save?
Hmm. That one's beyond me, so we'll see if anyone in chat happens
This
to know
character's
that.
name is 3 words.
3 words, okay. That's some Phantasy Star deep lore there.
So
Peach.
PSO
I
is
don't
kind
think
of like
it's-
the backbone of what would eventually be Destiny. The
Yeah.
online game, the Hunter Titan Warlock, same thing.
Yeah. So, are you able to see chat? Because I'm not sure if
I
if
am able
anyone.
to see chat.
Okay, good. Because I can't answer if anyone's saying it correctly yet. But we'll give people a couple minutes, and if not, we'll pick something a little easier. seems like that might be a little bit of a tough one. How about this? What about first person to type what exotic weapon Cami Cakes is most known for in Destiny? I feel like most people. Well, I guess I should make sure that you agree with me, but I think most people have a pretty good idea from especially from early Destiny 2. Oh, there we go. We're getting some in there.
Okay, a lot of them popped up at once.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the okay? Let's see. Who's the first one? Was it Mario was the first fighting lion? I assume you would agree with fighting lion.
I agree. It's
That
fighting
seems
lion,
like
even to this
you're
day.
sick. Yeah. Okay. Is it? I think Mario was the first one to.
It looked like Mario.
Okay, Mario. So you send me a message on either on Discord or on Twitter, and we will hook you up with the free mouse pad. Thank you for participating.
The answer to that
fun.
PSO question was Red Ring Rico.
Red Ring Rico. Okay, I'll have to keep that in mind for a future trivia question. Nice. So Cami, what are you most excited about PvP wise these days going into Lightfall? Anything in the Destiny world that has you a little bit pumped?
I like the ability to select a loadout.
Yeah, that's a cool one. Yeah, I like that too. Do you use that in Dim much, like the pre-made loadout thing?
Yes, but for more organizational than actual in-game. Because once you start loading into the map, you just can't use that feature anymore. Right, it doesn't load.
That's the big bummer. It's like it's so cool to be able to set a loadout, and I use it a lot too. But then it's like you can't do it while you're already in the game. So it's like you have to have it preloaded while you're in orbit, and then it's like if someone
you either have to change all the mods manually, too slow, or be a maniac, pointing at myself, and farm multiple sets of the same exotic.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. I think Shadow just mentioned in-game LFG. I think that's going to be a game changer. I feel like the two things I feel like are the biggest points of contention for getting people into Destiny are the lack of a decent way to play with other people for the stuff that kind of requires it. Like if you play WoW or any of those games that have like, LFG finders for like the raids and like the harder dungeons and stuff like that, I think that's really going to be big. And then I really hope that they do a great job with the new player experience, because I know so many people who have tried to play and it's like hitting a brick wall where they can't seem to get past the first few minutes of, what to do. So I think those two things for me are I'm most excited about, just to kind of expand the community.
I think the player accommodations are cool. Really feels MMO to me.
Yeah, that's cool too.
See somebody with like a green check mark or something, like, oh, they're a pretty nice person. Maybe they'll help.
Yeah.
And then you see the red X, you're like, stay away.
Yep. Absolutely. What about Strand? Are you excited or scared? What it was
scared.
Like? Scared. Yeah, I feel like
I always am scared of new things in Destiny. I honestly wish they had a patch rollback and I could just play the patch I like the most.
I was thinking about that the other day. Like, I would love to go back and play like, Opulence Season, or like, some of the times that I've had a lot of fun. I guess it would be challenging for them to do that, but that would be pretty cool. Yeah. Absolutely. Well, Cami, thank you for taking a few minutes to chat with us. I'm glad that you are a fan of the mousepad, and just appreciate your time.
Thank you.
Awesome. Well, have a good one. I'll catch you later, bud. All right. See ya.
Bye.
All right. There's Cami. I'm sure most of you guys know Cami, but if for some reason you haven't seen his content, he makes really great Destiny PvP content. He's probably one of the first channels that I just absolutely loved watching when I got into Destiny 2 PvP. I know he's been around in Destiny 1 also, but I didn't really watch as much YouTube back in early Destiny 1. I was kind of more like Twitch and stuff like that. But in Destiny 2, I didn't have that many friends to play with when it started, when Destiny 2 came out, because most of my friends I used to play Destiny 1 with gave up on it within a few weeks. And so Cami was one of the players I would like watch his YouTube and just get really inspired to try different builds, different things like that. So if you haven't checked him out somehow, definitely go check him out. Anyway, so if you guys are just tuning in now, the news of the day is we started a new company called Ember Edge. It's a gaming products company. The first product is a mousepad. This guy right here. We've been working on this for literally a year, trying different combinations of materials for the top side, for the back side, trying different sizes out to figure out what's the best size. For me, having that combination of like a perfect middle ground between speed and control is really, really important, because like the games I like to play, Apex, Destiny, Call of Duty, Battlefield, that's kind of like the sweet spot for where we optimize this mousepad for. It still plays really well in like Valorant and Counter-Strike. If you like those kind of a little bit more tactical games, I still use it in those and it works fantastic. But I would say it's like dialed in to be optimal for like the Destinies and Apexes of the world, where you want that kind of nice mix between like a really like a good amount of control, but still has a decent amount of speed. So if you want to try it out, we're doing a pre-sale right now over on our website. It's emberedge.com. You can go over there, and we're going to be hopefully shipping March 1st is our target date. They're already in production. It's just a matter of them getting all built right now, and then we'll be shipping them out. So thank you everyone for coming to stop by the stream. This has been like a kind of a passion project of mine. I've been obsessed with gaming stuff for, gosh, I mean, I don't know, 25 years, something like that. I'm getting old now, I guess. But it's been something that's just been kind of a dream of mine for years, to have my own company in this space. And I never really thought it was possible until the last couple of years. I started to really realize, like, just with the nature of YouTube and all these things, like how things are going these days. And so it's so fun to work on. I've been just, I don't know, I feel very blessed with all those friends who have been able to try these pads, and just the response has been so positive. People seem to really, really like it. And man, it's really, really exciting. So I appreciate everyone for coming to stop by. If you're interested at all, like I said, go to emberedge.com. You can read more about it. You can watch some testimonials and see what people think about it. Hey, Elle, I want to give you a shout out. Thanks for the super chat. Appreciate it. And anyway, if you guys want to go check it out, I'd love for you to do so. Feel free to ask us any questions. We have a guarantee. If you don't like it for any reason, no worries. We'll refund you. We want this to be like a really positive thing. So far, like probably like 80 or 90% of the people I've sent this pad to have now mained it as their like go-to pad that they use over every other premium pad that they have on the market. So I think that says a lot in its own. I'm certainly using it, nonstop. It's like I've gone back and tried to use some of the other premium pads that I own after switching this pad, and I can't. Like, I really like this pad the best. So anyway, hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you all for stopping by the stream, and hope you have a wonderful day. I'll catch you all later. Bye bye.